Hey everyone, welcome back to the NF Method podcast. I'm your host, Steph, aka Nutritional Freak. And today I'm going to be sitting down with two of my gym friends, as you'd like to call them, Mike and Steve. They are incredible people, and I've known them, I believe it's going to be 2 years now. These are people that I actually feel inspired by, and we kind of all go back and forth and with different ideas, and they're actually owners of their own businesses. So getting some insight on what they do on a daily basis, how their mindset has changed from being just a coach to now being a part owner or an owner, and then as well as trying to see what they do on a consistent basis that keeps them motivated and keeps them going. And I feel like a lot of people that are interested in getting into the ownership side of fitness will be super intrigued by what they have to say, and they're a great time. They're the best. So I am really excited that we finally got the time to meet and do this podcast together. So without further ado, here's Steve and Mike. Whoever wants to go first.
Mike, take the
Hey,
floor.
ladies,
Ooh, ooh, rock, paper, scissors.
do it. Do
Do
it.
it. Do it.
Rock, paper, scissors says shoot.
Fuck you. That was we
Come on.
chose the same thing.
No, I'd lag. I've got lag.
I'm leaving this
All
in.
right. Rock,
Rock, paper,
paper,
scissors
scissors
says shoot.
says shoot.
I don't. That was fucked. That we messed
You
that
go
one up.
That
first.
was
I was
delayed for
done.
sure. You're like,
Uh,
I was waiting because I couldn't tell. And this is probably
yeah,
my internet.
I couldn't tell what you were doing either.
It's the Walmart internet I got here.
the,
All right. So, hello, folks. My name is Mike. I'm CEO of RAF Strength Fitness, a gym in West Hempstead, New York, and I'm also co-owner of Ignite Entrepreneurs. And we help gym with their CRM system, website hosting, and their marketing. Me and Steph met. When did we meet?
I was trying to figure that out before. I think it was 2 years ago.
Was it?
I think same with Steve. I think it's been 2 years. I
Yep.
could be wrong.
Yeah. It was at the Nyack meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was two
Me
years ago.
and Steve met. I know that part.
Yeah, I
But
think it was 2 years ago then. And then we all became friends.
as CEO of the gym, I'm also part of the BOS program, and it's been helping us a lot over the past few years. And Steph, Steve, and I all met at one of these events, one of those BOS seminars in Nyack, New York, and we kind of just kicked it off from there. Oh, I feel bad for you guys knowing me.
I honestly don't even know how we became friends.
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like we should have spoke about this before we turned the recorder on.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know how it even.
I think we just hung out around each other for so long that I was like, all right, let's go.
Well, Steve, I think you were popping in and out of the gym here, so I think I knew
Yeah, I did.
you a
Yeah.
little bit, and I think I tend to go towards people that I know, and then Joe's always like, go to people that you don't know. I'm like, I'll stick to the same people, and then other times when I'm in the mood to conversate, I'll go to other people. But I think we were all sitting in the same table.
Yeah,
I have to remember.
probably.
I think
Yeah,
Mike said something stupid, and then we all just started laughing, and that was it.
yeah, it's my usual thing.
Tracks. So, I'm Stephen Passanante. I own a gym over in Rockland County, New York. We're about 45 minutes up from the city, about 15 minutes south from West Point. I also am co-founder of Strides for Service. It's a
It was
501c3
crazy.
nonprofit. Yeah, a little plug. We're a nonprofit. We help first responders and military through physical and mental issues with our rucks, walks. Oh, there we go. The Ignite plug. I love it. Ignite plug. We use Ignite for the nonprofit and the gym. But yeah, so we help first responders and veterans. We host rucks, walks, and workouts, raise money so that we could take them on, Spartan races for free or to different things. And we just try to help out. We see the camaraderie that gets built with training. I'm also in the BOS program. Varsity House's Business of Strength with our friends over at RAF. So I'm just happy to be here. Steph and I have been friends for, like we said, 2 years, and kind of it's really fun to have like a group of coaches that I feel like you could just talk to and not really stepping on each other's toes with things and just like share some knowledge, share some experience. And, we kind of all individually have like the same experience, right? Whether, you're wherever I feel like in the country or the world. If you're a coach, I feel like you definitely deal with the same kind of people. And it's kind of fun to just be like, yeah, I'm not crazy, or like I'm not the only one dealing with like X type of
Yeah.
client that like either you love
That's
or you're just like at your end of the wits with.
Nah. Or to go drinking with.
That would be
For
us.
that.
That would be us. Arizona. Are you guys going to Arizona?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to be selected. I haven't been selected yet.
Uh-oh.
Gotta figure that out.
Unfortunately, this year though, that I'm gonna leave right after. I
What do you
got.
mean?
Funny enough, Steve, I have a wedding in Stony Point the next morning after
Where in
BOS.
Stony Point is somebody getting married?
Um, I forgot the name. Stony Point Castle or something like that.
There's a castle in Stony Point?
I don't know, but they
Used to
are getting
me.
married at Stony Point, and I gotta be there. I was actually asked to be part of the wedding party, and I had to say no because there was just like too much traveling the day before. So I'm gonna leave that seminar and just take a red eye and
Damn.
straight up.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Damn.
That's all. I'll give you the keys to the gym. You can sleep here.
Yo,
appreciate it.
might be close by.
Put the RAF logo everywhere.
If you find, yeah, you let me know where the
There's
castle
gonna be
is.
RAF posters everywhere in your gym when we get back. That's gonna be hysterical. You're gonna come in.
Castles in
Everything
my
is just
room by the time I
RAF
get
on the
back.
walls. All the squishmallows in the different corners of your
Place
gym.
is burned down. There's holes in the walls.
Tyler's like in the corner, like on the wall, like
Yeah.
caved in like this.
You can bring Tyler back with you if you want. He's coming with me.
Oh,
Little guy's my carry-on.
Oh my God, Steve.
I knew this was I knew this was gonna be a fun one. I also wanted to ask too for both of you kind of where you started your journey and why you're doing what you're doing at the moment. If you can give me some insight or give everybody some insight, but this is kind of the floor for you guys to speak from when you first started to now. I obviously had a weight loss journey, so that was why I'm in the position I'm in now. But what made you guys go from where you were in the beginning to this point in your lives?
Just coaching wise, I've been coaching for about a little over 5 years now. I finished up college. I was working a little bit of like home improvement construction with a buddy's company, not really knowing exactly what I want to do in my life. And I had military aspirations at the time. I wanted to go and leave, but I couldn't really, I didn't have a lot of money to put into like a coach or somebody to help me kind of get fit. At the time I was probably like 250, 260 coming out of college. I was a big boy in the South, very easy to eat like garbage, not really doing too much, drinking way too much. So that was kind of like my situation. Decided I wanted to become my own personal trainer. So I got myself a NASM cert, and throughout that I had applied for a local performance gym to go intern and coach at. I figured having access to a gym around other highly motivated people is going to be like kind of the best thing. So it's about, I think October 19, I started my internship, and then COVID pretty much kicked off in March. Things kind of went haywire. Obviously, here in New York, wasn't the easiest thing to kind of run a gym. So I believe it was a couple months shut down. I'm training a little bit harder for the military. I think we rebound from COVID. The gym reopens, and we're kind of moving along. And the current owner at the time just wanted to move. He wanted to go to North Carolina with his family. His wife, I believe, has family down there. She's from there. And he wanted out. He kind of gave me an option after a while, just like, hey, like you can GM and take over if you wanted to and go from there. So it was really in between the gym and the Navy. And I kind of flipped the coin. It landed on the gym. And I've kind of been here ever since. Flipping a coin is kind of how I wound up owning a gym.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we GM that place, or I GM that place for a little bit, and then wound up opening American Made Performance in January of 20, what are we, 25? So
Mhm.
January of 23, I opened up American Made Performance here in Stony Point, and we've been hard charging for 2.5 years now, so
That's awesome.
cannot complain,
Talk
man.
about it,
So
leaving your trust into faith.
yeah, dude, I mean, I've got a life decision coin. That's how I went to college, and that's how I own a gym. So I just flipped this coin. And the neat part about that is like you know what you want when the coin's in the air, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
decision you're really kind of like, like as soon as you flip, you're like, man, I hope it lands on this. You gotta just go for it.
That's your answer right there.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
Growing up through like my teen years and everything, I've always been very curious about physics and training, physical training and everything like that. And I never really had the sources of where to go to or even the patience to really look into it. So I never really did any studying into it or anything. Couldn't afford a gym membership when I was younger too. My parents are immigrants from Romania and we were there we go. So, money would be spent on more important things and, some luxury stuff but not something like a gym. Sometime in high school, you get to pick either went to Flushing High School in Queens. points, and it wasn't a good high school at all. But you get to pick like this sort of like general gym class or like a weight room class. So I picked the weight room class because I was like, oh, free gym membership, sick. That was like my first real experience in a gym, right? And I freaking loved it. And I sucked at it. I think I still suck at it. I think I still might suck at it, but I freaking loved it. After that, throughout high school, whatever, I continued with it a little bit. Going into college, I was originally supposed to be a nursing student, and like 2 years into it, I was like, dude, this blows. I hate this. I can't do this for the rest of my life. I'll go nuts. And meanwhile, I started at the time my own business, an automotive detailing business, and it was kicking off. I mean, it was paying for college, vacations, all my bills and everything that needed to get paid. It was doing really good. I ended up dropping out of nursing school and just going to Queens College instead. I needed to pick a major. I didn't know that I had one semester to pick a major. They told me I had 1 year to pick a major. So I was just liberal arts for the first year. And then at the end of that semester, the counselor calls me and he goes, hey, your major's due today, right? You have to pick today or else like the pricing points is going to be crazy for you. And I'm like, no, you told me I have a year.
Right.
No, you have to pick today. So I went in and he gave me a general list and I just saw nutrition. And I'm like, kind of interested about what I eat. So I just picked that off. Turns out I didn't really pick nutrition. I picked exercise science and nutrition.
Oh, okay.
And I went like 2 semesters into it, getting through all like the general science classes. And then you sit down with the head of the department, and she looks at you, Professor Azzolini at Queens College. She looks at you. She's a very strict, tough lady. And she's so cute too. She's like short, thinner. She reminded me of my mom. And but she's like the toughest, meanest little thing that will get you right on track to where you need to go. And she looked at me and she goes, what do you want to do with this after school? I need to know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, maybe open up like my own nutrition store. I don't know. She goes, cool, this is not that, right? I'm like, oh my God. And she goes, do you want to switch majors? I'm like, I'm already a year into this. Let's just continue with it. And she put me like a 3-year plan, whatever. I go through all the classes and everything, and I kind of start to like it more and more and more as I go through it. Your last semester there, you have to get an internship, and they give you a little pamphlet with like the top corporate gyms in New York City, and the Equinoxes, the Exos, the Lifetimes, and all these other like private gyms that are owned by like multimillionaires in
Yeah.
Manhattan. And I'm looking at it, and it's like in order from like best of the best to kind of just like who are these people, right?
Right.
And everybody's like looking through the pamphlet, like the first like 2 pages, and I took the thing, I just flipped it over to the very bottom of the list, and it says RAF, West Hempstead. I was like, I know West Hempstead. Let's give it that a shot. No one's gonna go there. I'll be alone though. I'm cool with that. I'm very happy with that. Turns out, like, I was not even supposed to be at RAF the day that I actually showed up here. I had an appointment down the street to another gym that I ended up moving the week before, and I didn't know.
Oh shit.
Coming here anyways. And Mike comes in. He goes, hey, what's up? I'm like, what's going on? He brings me into the turf. I see the big RAF logo, and I'm like, does that stand for ready as fuck? And he just looked at me. He's like, you'll do great here.
No, idiot. You're hired. Oh,
Ready
I
as
I
fuck.
cannot wait to talk to Mike about him being at the bottom of that list.
No, well, also when this happened, I think Raph was like 2 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Raph was like fresh open. I don't even know how they got on that list, to be honest with you, because at the time we were one floor. We had like 4 benches, 2 racks of dumbbells, some med balls on the side, and literally like one rack to bench
That's
press.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
This
awesome.
place was empty. It was empty and it was working. And that's honestly what I really loved about it because going into my internship, I didn't know shit about training. I lied to him, telling him that I do one-on-one training this. I'm glad this is out now. This is what I did have experience with was dealing with people because I grew up in my dad's business. I had my own business. I was a mechanic for a little while. So I knew how to deal with people and I knew how to like problem solve a little bit. And if I see things, I can pick up on them pretty decently. So I knew I could get away with that lie. And like if I just see them training a little bit, I could kind of pick up on little things and make it my own. But after interning here for like 4 months, he did a huge mistake and offered me a job. I just stuck around, man. It wasn't planned. Like I didn't plan on staying here. Mike and John, they're cool guys. Like I don't mind working this summer. And then the summer ending, I'm like, I'll work the fall. Then the fall ending, I'm like, I'll work the winter. And then like 8 years later, I'm CEO of the company. I just never
Never
left.
left.
Um,
Just left.
Man,
But
that's crazy.
it's I really love that it was a blank canvas because that's what made me keep staying with it because I felt like I can put my own little touch to this place and help it grow and kind of contribute to their vision and have my own thing in it. So I'm glad. I'm glad it went the way it did.
That's
that's
awesome. At the
that's so
bottom of the page, I didn't even know that.
good old
Yeah.
RAF,
Uh,
baby. The underdogs.
uh, and then Ignite just started out of nowhere, necessity more than that, but we'll get into that later.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a whole other topic that we have to be automated through the whole thing.
Might be a podcast. I don't know.
Automated
Put the
podcast.
put the link for the CRM in the description. If you want to sign up for it.
Ignite-entrepreneurs.com.
It was crazy though, because my internship, I also did not know shit about training. I think I went to school for nutrition, but I was not in the training aspect of it at all. I was not familiar with it. I just did whatever I did. I went into the gym and I just did the machines and then I left. It wasn't like consistent with like a program and a coach. I had no idea how to do that. And when the old nutritionist that used to work here, she was dating somebody that I knew, and that was how it happened during COVID. The world shut down. I needed an internship to graduate. I was like, oh shit, what the hell am I supposed to do? Because there's nothing available right now, and I would have to extend another however long it would have been to get another internship. And he messaged me in, and he just told me like, hey, my girlfriend does this. Isn't that something that you want to do? And I was like, okay, yeah, kind of. It just took from there. And Joe Zoom interviewed me. I was like gonna cry halfway through it. I was just sitting there like this for 2 hours. He's like, "You want the job?" I was like, "I would love the job if I can get it." But overall, I didn't know anything. I was just in the corner, and I just sat there not knowing if I wanted to do it or not. And I think what helped me was the customer service that experience that I had for sure, because they took the chance on me because they knew I was good with people. It wasn't because I was good at training in the beginning at all. It was just,
You know what's the worst part is that I don't think almost any interns that come in from school know.
oh,
They
yeah,
don't. Because school does not teach you what you really do need to know about the training part. They'll teach you the science and what a concentric and eccentric motion is. They'll teach you all about muscle fiber types and chemistry and all that. But like when you're on the floor and you have to coach and you got to deal with 20 people and three of them can't bend their knees, two of them have elbow issues, five of them have arthritis in the spine, the other one can't doesn't know what an RDL is. Like there's no school to teach you that.
no,
It doesn't exist. Like you just have to kind of just watch someone else do it at first and then throw yourself into it and you're gonna fuck up 100%. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up 1,000 times, but those fuck ups kind of lead to you learning the best way of serving someone. At the end of the day, that's what we do. All three of us here. That's anyone in this industry. We're here to serve. We serve people.
Do you guys have interns at this summer for yourselves at your gyms or no?
Some fun.
We
Yeah.
had so so our internships is kind of sorry to cut you off, Steve, but we have like two
He's like, I'm
different
used to it.
internships. Not sorry, but whatever. Like we have school interns that'll come in. We don't expect much from them because they're here to get their credit and then they're gone.
Mm.
And then we have interns that are actually interested. But we had two school interns that came in. One finished his internship and he's gone. But the other one, she just keeps coming back and she's very interested in it. So we kind of took her in. She kind
Hey,
of
get
pulled
rid of
my
her.
move. She just kept coming back.
Get rid of this. Get
Just
this
showed up
girl.
the next
Yeah,
day.
fuck it.
Okay.
Here's a RAF picture and a job. Just like chill the fuck out.
You don't have interns, Steve?
Oh,
No, we're working on it right now. I gotta put the feelers out there. It was like a weird mix of like I wanted to get a really good program going. Just by the time we had that going, like the feelers weren't out enough to kind of get anybody in. We're not like struggling for it. It'd be nice, but we'll keep shooting. We'll just keep shooting it out because we got a local college that you guys get from as well, Stack.
Yeah.
So we've got some connections in there that we're just putting out and seeing if anybody wants, maybe something over late summer, fall kind of semester and just go from there. And then we're looking for a part-timer, but again, like it's not like the pressure's not on, which is kind of a nice place to be. It's been plenty of times before where it's kind of like, oh no, I need somebody. Right now, it's just, it'd be nice, but I'm not
You're
staying
not
up at
stressing
night
about it.
wondering how things are going. Yeah, it's not. Things work really well with Tyler and I, but to have somebody cover 8, 10 hours a week is just a bonus.
How'd you find Tyler?
He was telling riddles under a bridge with his dad, so I just wound up picking up his troll ass and bringing him to the gym. Um, no, he was a client here. Tyler was a client
Oh,
for a little bit. He was a client, and he just kind of started picking up slack around the gym randomly. And then he just kind of got a AMP t-shirt. I gave him a key, and he started coaching.
that
He kind
sounds
of
like Tyler.
he forcefully hired himself at AMP. I don't think I really had a say in it, but he just started working here.
So that's a
That's
great
how
point.
we got Tyler.
Everyone on our staff except me has been a client here.
I'm the same way. And
Oh,
well,
really?
there's a couple of them that haven't, but I never even knew this town existed until I started interning here. The side of Jersey. Oh my God.
Everyone but me has been a client here.
No kidding.
That's
That's cool.
crazy.
Oh,
That's
That's a good
cool.
pick.
Yeah,
nice.
that goes hard. Everybody's in glasses.
Fun fact, we gave that to Mike for his birthday and he decided not to take it home.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. Where's
Damn.
that gonna go, dude? Next to his coffee maker? Where's he gonna hang that, dude? He doesn't care. Guys,
Um,
guys out here too hot shot.
we have 6 interns actually that just started.
Wow.
It's been
Wow.
this is the most that yeah, this is the most. We have 6 and they're all hands-on. They want to learn and they're eager. And I think the first week, one of the interns just went on my computer to look at the True Coach workout that I had. He just started coaching the girl that I had, and I just was okay. I'll stand back. You do whatever you want. I'll stand here. But they're all eager to learn, and they've been just coaching. So if there's overcapacity at like 1 hour, I think today was pretty busy for the most part. They all took like one person, and we're doing the summer shred. So there's 26 new people that started from that. So there's a lot of new people, and they don't know a lot of things. So it's just trying to teach them how to train. But if they have one-on-one attention from an intern, it makes our lives a little bit easier in that small group setting too. So they don't feel that nobody is watching them or looking at their form or anything, because these people haven't trained in probably 5+ years, if not more, ever. So it's
Yeah,
just navigating. It's been helpful for classes for me, because if I have 25 people and there's 2 interns with me, it's like you go on one side, you go on the other side, I'll go back there, and we'll just
that's awesome.
navigate. I mean, if I think out of any intern class, especially mine, I just knew how to clean up and talk to people. I couldn't even train anybody. I was like, I don't know how to do this, but they're all hands on deck, which is awesome to see that. And
That's sick.
we'll see kind of where that goes. Only week 2, and they have the whole summer. I think they end in August.
That's cool. That'll be a good time.
Yeah, so we'll see.
That'll be
We'll
cool.
see what happens. So that's the hope is to hire hopefully 2, and if
Yeah.
they go to another location, they go to another location. But we'll see what
Yeah, I
happens.
was just about to ask that. Like, are they traveling around as interns to the other locations, or
They're
are they?
supposed to start that. I think it's next week. And I think it's supposed to be a rotation. So 2 of them go to Oradell and 2 of them go to Ridgewood, and then 2 of them will be here, and then they'll kind of cycle, I think, for 2 weeks or something, 2 or 3 weeks, just to see it.
Yeah,
Because
that's because like you guys aren't really far apart, your gym. It's like what,
it's
like
15 minutes apart from each
yeah,
other.
Cool.
On a
that's
good day, if there's traffic,
Yeah.
to get to Ridgewood is a nightmare sometimes to go over there. But it's also for them, giving them an idea on the satellite locations, because they're totally different as far as the space goes too. They don't have bigger group classes. The most that they'll get is 7 or 8 people in that room. So for 2 interns plus the head coach that's there, it might be a lot, because there's not really a lot to do. It's like 6 or 7 of them, if not 8. So, but them to see it from a different end, they might like it more than a bigger large group. There's 2 of them that stuck with me for the bigger VFit classes, which is, you could tell they like the bigger groups versus the smaller ones. And then some of the interns are shuffling to the smaller group because they want to be more intimate. So it's seeing that for what it is. Obviously, being here for 5 years, Mike's like, you have an eye. You could look. I'm like, okay, I'll look and see. I'll see who's the suspect, who can do it, who can not do it. But no, that's cool. I'm glad you guys shared that. That was awesome. And you guys have probably faced struggle too in that span of time. Like, what do you feel like is the biggest struggle since you guys took on the role of CEO or owner? What was that for you guys? What did it look like?
Truly do not take things to the chin.
Mm.
Like I really don't, shut up, Mike. I really don't let things bother me too much. Case in point.
Mm.
Yeah, so I don't linger on the things as long as I fix the mistake. I try not to linger on the things I do poorly as long as I can fix them and they're not an issue anymore. But I would probably say my hiring has I don't have like the best track record of that. I definitely, kind of came into this thing just feeling I needed so many coaches to manage a gym, and I was spending way too much money across three, four coaches when it was just not, we did not need that, right? So I think it was a mix of that. Is definitely like kind of figuring out like it's not a big deal with Tyra and I. I don't need three coaches, four coaches to manage, how many clients we have now. It's not something we need. So that's definitely something. And I think just like kind of trust yourself where you've seen it now a couple times. When something like pops up, it's like, oh, I've dealt with that before, right? I think it's seeing an issue for the first time is always kind of scary. Or like the first couple of months where like your bank account doesn't look so awesome. And then you kind of like have rent nightmares. Other than that, once you've seen it once, you're like, this isn't a factor. This is no big deal. I think that's kind of like what we struggle with the most here, but it's not really an issue anymore. On to the new issues.
Do you ever have a point where you feel like you want to give up since you started doing it, or not really?
Nah, I don't really care enough to have that mindset, right? Like honestly, I could sell this thing tomorrow and like live a peaceful life and go do something new with my life. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Right.
there's nothing
Damn.
that's gonna happen
Steve,
tomorrow that
Steve's
could like,
beach house gym.
yeah, right.
It's like fuck I do, I guess.
Fuck it,
Whatever,
fuck it, fuck it.
I can do whatever I want, right? So, if it really comes to that point, I'll just live my life, but I really have no issues. Nothing has happened yet, or I'm like, I gotta get rid of this thing. I need to get out of here.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh God, I gotta go.
Going into my CEO position, I went through like all the hats of the company. Like I was an intern, a junior coach, a coach, the head of the program, manager, COO, CEO. So like I saw little pieces of like everyone's role. Going into the CEO position, I went from worrying just about how many members do we have at the end of the month into day to day, who came in, who went out, what money is in, what money is out, what money do we have left for the month, what money's coming in for the month, what's our goal, what's our rocks, I feel like that's just a whole log of information that no one really can prepare you for when you're
Right.
just going into it. So the first time I saw that, I was like, I don't know what these numbers are, man. I yell 3, 2, 1 for a living, dude. I don't know what to say.
3, 2, 1, go.
So it's like it's a lot to take in all at once, and you're like I learned to accept that you can't just take it. You can't just understand it all at one time. It takes a while to get used to it, a while to get the hang of it. Certain parts of it I'm still getting the hang of. But like I beat myself up about it for a really long time. That like, okay, yesterday I was COO, now I'm CEO. Why am I not good at this job? Okay, why do I not understand all this information that's coming to me? But Mike and John, they do a really good job of kind of edging me and pushing me into the right direction and nudging me towards the right goal and like showing me the right way about going about something. Steve, why are you smiling right now?
I'm just happy to listen to you, bro. Just keep going.
I know you took something of what
Just watch on the replay, bro. Watch on the replay.
No, but they're really good at being the boss here. They're really good at showing you and leading you and showing you direction. So that's really why I'm very happy of doing this with them. Into my position now, I'm like, I'm established into my position. I really understand the ins and outs of the business and I help it grow every day, every week, every month. I feel like right now the biggest struggle and worry that I have in the back of my mind is, am I doing a good enough job? And am I playing my role well enough to where the rest of my staff can benefit and they can grow as well? I have plans with Mike and John to grow the staff, and low key kind of I'm backing out slowly a little bit out of some of my responsibilities over the next year, and I want them to grow into it and be really good at it. I don't know, like sometimes I just feel like, am I really doing the best I can? And because if I'm not, they're fucked, you know?
Which is a great point too, because I'm pretty hard on myself. I think
Oh,
Mike definitely talks me out on the ledge all the time, but being in a lot of I have a lot of hats in the company too. I'm just not CEO, but I have a lot of hats in the company too. But mainly, community management and the defense side of things and trying to make sure everybody's happy. And then when there's somebody that's not happy, I just beat myself up over it for, hours. And I sit there like, what the hell did I do for them not to like my class or X, Y, and Z? Or why are we losing clients and I can't keep these people in the building? Summer's approaching, everybody's going away. It's like, is it me? Is it everybody else? Like, what's going on? So it's just struggling, trying to find a way to keep motivating myself, and which ties into with training. I used to find an outlet in training, and now it feels like a chore because I'm here all the time. So my mindset kind of keeps going back to you like training. This you have to separate it from work and versus like personal stuff because I sit there and start training and I'm looking at an email, I'm looking at the CRM, I'm looking at things and I'm just getting distracted. And then 2 hours go by and I have one set of things that I did in that hour or so. So sitting there and trying to get an idea, if I just shut my computer off for an hour, it's not going to be the end of the world. I have to ground myself and fill my own cup too. They say it all the time, but you don't really do it on a daily basis. You fill everybody else's cup for 12 hours a day being a coach until it comes down to you, you're already empty. So how are you going to fill your own cup in that sense too? I don't know how you guys manage on a day-to-day basis of trying to separate yourselves with your personal life to your work life because you guys are pretty much in it head first too. Like you're constantly there at the same time. So, and I'm sure there's clients that text you guys outside of the gym, like they do with me, and you want to answer because you care about them, but then you're taking away your time too, and they feel like they can text you whenever you want, and you don't want to be an asshole and say like, no, don't text me at this time, after this hour. So, how do you guys manage and navigate your day to day if somebody has the same struggle as like me?
I think I'm pretty hard on myself with making sure I do get my training in all the time. I'll really kind of navigate my day and plan my training with whatever I kind of have coming up that day. So I typically don't really miss training sessions, whether that be like staying after morning sessions or coming in early. When it comes to distractions, I know I'm a very distractible individual. I'm easily distracted.
Is that a word?
I don't know. Travel it, Google it. I don't
Definitely
fucking
not.
know. Jamie, pull it up. I typically like training alone and I don't listen to music and I keep the lights off. I try not to like have many distractions. And that's kind of how I like to train. And especially in here, like when the lights are off, it's kind of like peaceful. I'll get my work done, I'll train. I leave my phone behind the desk, I leave my computer off. Like I'm just in here training, getting it done. And then I'll check up on like text messages or anything that I miss. It's a two-guy show, right? Nothing's really burning down if I'm taking like an hour to train, So
You're fighting
uh,
demons, sitting in silence and training in the dark.
honestly, it's nice. It's relaxing. It's like one of the few times I actually get to think because I feel like we ingest so much information all the time, to when do we actually process it,
Mm,
right? So, especially when I run or like I'll go for my rucks, which is always just so nice to just not be in the gym,
mm.
right? To do some sort of training outside, whether you go to like a playground, hit some pull-ups, or you're going for a ruck or like going for like a walk, just not having anything to distract you is kind of nice. So I try to, as much as possible, plan my day around that. I typically don't really miss too much training, but it happens. I mean, like life pops up and you just roll with it, right? I'll do my training tomorrow if I miss it today. It's not a big deal. You really just gotta roll with
You're in the gym all alone working out. Little do you in the dark. Little do you know Tyler's in the corner.
it. Dude, like he doesn't shut up. I would know he's there.
Oh my God.
Tyler's small, but he makes a lot of noise.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
If he's not complaining, bro, something's wrong. So if Tyler's here, you know it.
That's
Well, he
funny as
gets
hell.
scared at all these meetings and the BOS stuff. He just gets scared of all the people. He sits down all quiet. That's the only
Yeah,
time
he's
Tyler's quiet.
very quiet.
He is
Yeah,
quiet during those
when he's in a
seminars.
group of people.
At the weight room welp one, he was like sitting down. He was just like so focused in on the presenters.
It's a 50-50. He's trying not to say something stupid, or he's just trying not to like interact.
But even on the breaks, everyone would go use the bathroom, grab a snack, grab
He
some
was
water.
just like this.
He acts like he doesn't know anybody. Like he acts like he can't just like hang out with you guys. I don't know. It's Tyler. He needs to warm up. He's fun.
Or he disassociated. It could have been that too.
It's like drinking from a fire hose or those kind of things. I think it's
Also,
just like he's
I think I
overload.
scared him, by the way. I think I scared him.
You should.
I did. I think I did because I told him you're going to test him, so he has to pay attention.
You got to pay attention. Steve, I was going to ask you a
So
question.
he was like,
He was writing everything down. My God.
put it like this: I wake up every day at 4 a.m.
Me too.
Right, do classes and coach and handle RAF stuff, and I try to cut. I do my very best to try to cut that off at anywhere from 12 to 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And then from there, it's just all ignite. So I'm dealing with your shit, Steph. I'm dealing with your shit, Steve. But it's just I try to keep it as strict as I can towards ignite and handle everyone's needs and service them. And I usually do that till about like 6:30 every day. But granted, I use this office here. So when someone walks in and there's no one in the gym, I'm like, pause.
Right.
So a coach will come in with the issue or a problem, and we'll hash it out. John walks in and he needs help with this and that, or planning for something tomorrow or the next week. So it's like it's never gonna be a good schedule, and it's never gonna be a set hour for me that I can go work out and do my thing. Every day is a little different. Every week is a little different. It's like organized chaos here. So I tell myself no matter what, there has to be 3 workouts a week done at the very minimum. That has to be done, no matter what. All right. Even if I do it by myself, wherever, I don't know, whatever. I don't have a set hour. Usually I do it in the morning. I can't really do it in the afternoon. Just not in the right mindset for it. If I'm weightlifting, I need loud music. I need something happening. I need ratchet shit. I need the gym empty. I kick everybody out. Like all the
Same way.
all the kids, like the high school kids that have access to just come into the gym and use it throughout the day, like they're gone. I'm out. That's it. Doors closed. The fuck out.
Do you have open hour at your gym?
Kind of do. We kind of don't. We don't advertise it. We don't sell it. It's just like the high school athletes that do come in, like they can come in during the day when there's no classes and use the gym.
Oh, okay.
We kick them out frequently.
You're like, get the hell out. Get out of here.
But also to what you said, Steve, like I do weighted vest walks. I have a 40-pound vest that I'll do like long walks, like 2+ miles. I can't listen to music or anything when I do that. Like that's when I have like information offload. All right. I need a quiet, listen to the wind, the trees, the birds, construction, traffic, people walking by, talking about their ex. It's hilarious. It's great. So
But I definitely understand what you're saying, Steph, with how like being in the gym, you never really escape it because
Yeah.
your training is your time to just have your own kind of endorphin rush and have your own kind of feel good time, that iron therapy. And like when work is the gym, but so is relaxation, those are just so mended together. It's so hard sometimes to like have the motivation to actually work out because you're just stressed. It's like this is my stressor right now is being in this location, so like that's kind of I think where all my walks have come from. But it's definitely like very easy for people in this industry. I could see it just being like, I don't want to be in here right now. Like I don't want to work out. I don't want to be in here. Like kind of pulling my hair out right here. Or even like you were mentioning already of just like having that divide of like when do I stop answering clients? Like what time is that? Or like am I actually taking a Sunday off? Like am I not actually like answering this text message? No, like of course, like you kind of have to shoot that text off if it's like really important. I
I
do
feel
think
also
it's
like
like
it's
it's
mindset.
finding that weird time, you know?
If you keep thinking about it also like time off, time on, if you keep comparing the two, it's gonna end up drowning you.
Right.
Like, I really don't consider like I have time off or I have time on. Like to me, when I'm really working, I'm coaching the classes, all right? But other than that, the rest of it, like handling Ignite, going through meetings, doing everything else outside of coaching. Yeah, it's work, but like if I have to stop on a Sunday, just like hanging out with my friends or hanging out with my girl or my parents, if I have to stop and like answer a few text messages or hop on and fix automation or stuff fucked up and upload and I have to go delete it, yeah, I'm looking at you. Um, like I don't consider that like, oh fuck, there goes my time off. You know?
Yeah, no, that's same. Like
Jump
if I
in.
gotta answer text, it's not
Yeah.
a phone call. You didn't ruin my day, right? It's not like
Imagine you picked up the phone like you literally just
you
ruined my
kidding me?
whole day. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's kind of different if it's like, hey guys, like we're gonna open up a 3 o'clock session on a Sunday, every Sunday now. Like you've got all the morning, 3 o'clock you gotta work, and you have the rest of the night. It's like, no, that's different.
All right.
if you shoot me a text like, hey, dude, like, can you just look at this over for me? Yeah, sure, whatever, 5 minutes. But no, I definitely get that. That work divide is kind of crazy when this is work.
And also, like when you go away on vacations and stuff. I know we were talking about Mike Lisi, but when I went away for 2 weeks when I went to Sweden, I felt like I was in a foreign world when I came back. I had no idea what was going on, and this place is pretty much organized chaos too. If you miss like a couple days, Mike always says it, if you miss a couple days, you feel like you miss a month of everything because you don't know what happened at all. You don't know what client left. You don't know what client signed on. You don't know what's happening in the CRM if you got cursed out at or not. You don't know anything. So it's trying to separate that, but also staying organized too. That's, when I'm going away at the end of the month, I'm trying to prep myself now so I don't fall into that when I come back, which I've never really done before. It took me 5 years to do that. But I don't know how it is with you guys too, because I'm trying my best when I'm away. I'm not going to look at anything unless it's dire emergency. But then back in my mind, I'm always tempted to just look at things or, make sure that if I don't answer somebody that they don't think I'm not doing my job. It's like one of those things like you're kind of just become like balancing your personal life and your work life too. So I don't know how like with you guys being away, it doesn't not counting the work trips that we go to, more just personal trips. Or do you still like peek around?
I peak.
Yeah,
Don't tell anyone I peak, but I fucking peak.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I can't
nosy.
help it. Honestly, I can't help it because like I used to do that, and then like my luck, something always fucking
That's what
happens.
I mean. That's what I
If I
mean.
leave this place, something fucking happens all the goddamn time. And then I come back and they're like, what happened to this? I'm like,
I wasn't here.
oh, I wasn't here. Don't look at me. So I peak, but also it's like it also depends on what role in the company you're in.
Right,
Steve, you're a business owner. Steph, you have a leadership hat in the company. When the business is doing good, you're going to do good. You
right.
have motive to look. You want to look. You want to see that good shit. You want to see that there's three more signups and no drops this week. You want to see the revenue bump up from last week. So you have to look at those scorecards. You have to look at the call logs. Has your team been making those calls and everything? Like I get an itch to look sometimes and I'll refuse to. Now, granted, if I go away for 2 weeks, there might be a day, 24-hour span that I won't look at it because there's things going on. We're going here, we're going there, we're having a nice time. I'm drunk at the end of the night. I can't open up Ignite. Like who's stupid? But there won't be a 48-hour span where I'm not gonna check it. I'm
Right.
peeking,
Yeah.
you know? I may not be like actively like, hey, this, do this, do that. Hey, what's going on with this? Questioning. I might even just ignore some things.
I don't see it.
But I will peek in, make sure I know what's happening, so that way Monday morning when I come back, I don't look like a jackass.
Yeah, that's the scary part of it. Am I gonna look I don't know anything when I come back? And then you feel that overwhelming wave of you missed a week, but then you missed so much in that 1 week. Even when I got sick in March, I had the flu. The 6 week challenge weigh-ins were that Saturday, and it's usually me that's doing it. And of course, I got sick, and I was on my deathbed for like 5 days. I didn't eat for 5 days. And Big Mike is, how are you sick in the time frame that you need to be here? I don't know. It just happened. But coming back, I had no idea who anybody was as far as the newer clients. So I'm sitting there like, hey. I'm staff, nice to meet you. I'm like, what the hell's going on? There's so many people here. There's like 100 plus people doing it this time. I think there was about 35 new people that started too. So imagine me getting sick for 5 days. I lost 10 pounds. I come to work at 6 a.m. Everybody's like, you still look sick. I'm fine. And then all these new people are like, who are you? I'm like, who are you? That the Spider-Man thing, like, who the fuck are you guys? So it's one of those things where you just feel so off, and then you have to balance trying to figure out where you're gonna start. Because I'm a person that I can't start with one thing. I end up like trying to break everything up, and then I overwhelm myself. That's a bad habit of mine. Breaking everything up. Yeah,
Steve, I gotta ask you, dude, because like you're a two-man show and you run the division.
yeah.
What happens if you're sick, like bad?
Like, is Tyler there all the time?
I mean, knock on wood, like I haven't gotten to that point. I mean, speaking of like this upcoming week, from like Tuesday to Saturday, I'm gonna be in the woods in California with like I don't know what kind of service I'm gonna have on this hike. So I'm backpacking, I'm leaving Monday, so I'm gonna be backpacking from Tuesday to Saturday. It's like 60-mile hike that I'm going on. I'm stoked for it, but I'm gonna be in the middle of the woods. I don't know what the service kind of looks like, but typically Tyler and I have really good comms. We got great communication. I don't really have like Tyler. You could throw some stuff at him. He could take care of it. I'm not worried. So, when I'm gone like this, like I'm not really too worried. The only thing I am worried about is like your typical like coaching crash, right? It's not easy working
Right.
all day long for a couple days straight. Like that sucks, right? And for any coach doing that, it just burns you out a little bit, right? So that's the only thing I'm worried about with him. I'm not worried about kind of his productivity. I'm not worried about him even being too tired to show up, right? I'm not worried about things running smoothly. I'm just worried about him as a human doing all the hours alone. So that's kind of the only issue I have. But him and I have great communication. I mean, if I have service the whole time, then I'll know what's going on throughout the gym. He takes care of programming. It's not like I'm gonna have to be up late trying to get that squared away. But I do all the, obviously the back end stuff of payroll and marketing and emails. So it's just up to me to get that done before I leave. And then, I can count on him to tell me what's going on, right? We have a couple of trials lined up and I trust him to do them and then let me know what's kind of happened at the end. I think it's just like that you have that individual in the business that you can lean on in that kind of facet. But typically I'm not gone, right? Even last year when we had like Nas and Tyler, like there was great communication and it just ran smoothly. So I think it's luck, right? Luck and just having somebody like that to trust. And I'm not stressed about that part, but I do worry for him as a friend of just being like, hey, dude, like, are you good? Doing this expanse, it's 7-ish days for him coaching straight. It's not the easiest thing in the world, as you guys know.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And
That's kind of it.
you, Mike, with Ignite, how did that come about for you? Like getting that role that you're in, and or how it even started? Because I don't know anything other than that you do your job so well.
Oh, oh, look at that.
Thanks for making me so automated. It only took us so long to get Ignite.
You guys, both of you are so automated. It's crazy.
So automated. People are so jealous.
Ridiculously automated.
So we had an agency, a CRM agency before, and they weren't really doing anything for us. Anytime we needed help with anything, anytime we needed something, it would be a run around through some emails. They would respond a few weeks later, and nothing would really get done. So we just got, well, Mike, firstly, got really good at the platform itself. Then he kind of started teaching me little by little pieces of it, and I kind of just learned everything else by needing to do it for RAF. And then at a certain point, me and him were very good at Ignite when it wasn't Ignite. So we were just doing our own thing. We wouldn't contact support for anything. We would just handle it on our own and we would treat it like it's our own. And he started giving some business advice to like local businesses here and friends of his. Business advice, marketing advice, helping them with automations, stuff like that to kind of just like mainstream and speed up follow-up with people opting in. At one point, we were talking about it. He came up with the name and the logo.
Bring your mug out. Yeah, that's
Right there.
cool.
Yeah, it's a great logo. Yeah, he's good at that, coming up with shit like that. He just made the entire platform and started the agency. And then he looked at me and Kayla and he's like, we do this anyways. Let's just do it for other people and help them out too. Might as well. People can benefit so much from automating their systems. Like if you think about it, like let's just talk about one aspect that Joe and Dan always blast, right? Speed to lead,
Right.
right? If someone opts in through wherever, a Facebook ad, your website, if you opt into somewhere and then no one replies to you and no one hits you up and you go about your day, 3, 4 hours later, someone finally calls you, might not be interested anymore. But if you opt in and like 2 minutes later, you get a text and an email, okay, that's a start. In about 20 minutes, someone calls you, more keep messages, keep hitting you up and everything, you're more likely to follow up and go through with that service, whatever it may be, right? So simple stuff like that is how we started. It wasn't a whole complex thing that it is now. It was more just about organizing your members that you have and streamlining your opt-ins. so everything can be a little quicker. That way, you as a business owner or CEO or whatever you do have a little more time. And if you have a little more time, you can do a little more. And then the business can make more. The business can grow and you can grow. For me personally, that's on a professional level. For me personally, something in my 20s happened where I just started to genuinely believe that the more you service people and help people, the more life you will be given. So that's kind of why I threw myself into training a lot more as well. I felt like I was really helping these people that come in here through my classes, through group classes and everything, and training with them. And I figure, how can I 10x that, right? I can only train so many sessions in a day before you go crazy. But if I can help other gyms grow and service more people, then I'm kind of like indirectly 10xing that effect in the world, you know? So putting good out there and hopefully good will come back.
Yeah, I like that because that's all our jobs. Like we're feeding off of people's energies on a daily basis, whether that's 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever the time frame is. It's just that motivates me more when people are happy. And the defensive side of things, being able to write birthday messages or let people know when their anniversaries of when they first started the gym and sending them a card or picking a adult of the month, like those things people don't get that recognition from other places like those big box gyms that you talk about. And that's me trying to separate ourselves from everybody else. There's so much competition around you guys, around us in general, and seeing it like what's going to make us different. And these people just give back. They're super friendly. They bring whoever, they tell all their friends and family how much they love the place or love the people. It's like more of a community, which is why I stuck around for so long. Because if it's not for them, then what are you really doing it for? It's not for anybody else. It makes me happy to be able to constantly motivate people on a daily basis. And like you said, that it's twofold. It's just giving back, so then it'll come back to you eventually. Being nice. It does not hard to be nice at all. Sometimes it's a little easier to be mean, but it's easy to be nice. But it's cool to have a space where now, especially 5 years in, I could be myself. And the classes have molded into that. People know I talk shit and, mess around with everybody and hang out and not feel that pressure anymore of, oh shit, there's 20 people here. I don't know if I could speak to everybody, because that was my issue too. And part of the reason with the podcast was trying to get more comfortable in speaking. Just because you guys are my friends, I still get timid about what I'm saying, and getting more comfortable doing the reps, as Dan drills in our brains all the time, just doing reps and getting it done. Otherwise, you're not going to get good at it. And I think that's what I'm proud of from me 5 years in. I didn't think I would ever be in this position, and being able to service others and help others, say, lose weight or get stronger. Make them feel like this is a great hour to them out of their day when they used to hate coming, like going to the gyms at all. They used to hate it. And that was me when I first started too. I didn't like working out until I found that passion and found something I was really, really good at. So that leads me to ask you guys, like, what are you proud of the most from where you started to now? What's the proudest moment for you in your journey? Say, Steve. Steve.
Yeah, because his answers are better.
Oh, God. Damn.
Probably just ascending it on my own, right? Building the confidence and like completely changing as a human, as a coach, as a business owner, of just like taking the risk. And I'm just, I guess, more proud of myself for being able to kind of like do the thing, right? From who I was 5 years ago, from who I was 2.5 years ago, starting the business, to what I am today, of I feel like asking better questions, being more confident myself, kind of growing up a little bit, as well as like gaining the knowledge that I need to actually do the job, look the part. I think a little bit overcoming some of that imposter syndrome, right? Like I was GMing a gym a year and a half in. Like, what did I know? Right? That imposter syndrome, I feel like, still lives in me a lot, especially when I talk to some like bigger gym owners and stuff like that, of like, oh, I've been doing this for 10 years, 20 years, so and so, like these huge gyms. And I'm sitting here like, all right, cool. Like I'm like 2.5 years in to do this myself. I know everybody starts from somewhere, but I think that imposter syndrome really kind of hits me hard. But you kind of have to like have the confidence to be like, hey, look, like you've done it this far. You've earned a seat at the table if you're gonna be there. So I think just being more proud of myself. Obviously we're doing a bunch here, but that can't be possible if like you're not in the game, right? If you're not growing, you're not really gonna last in this industry.
You know what's crazy too? It's like when you personally grow and you grow up and like you take it more seriously and you care about it more, your business does so much better too.
Oh yeah, I'm learning.
You're I see your scorecard, dude. Like you blew up in the past
True.
year. Like
It's
you
true, man. I mean,
killing
what
it.
was December, we had 80 clients, 84 clients. We're at like 115 right now.
That's amazing.
Like that's cool. It's cool to see like the growth. And like you were saying something a little bit earlier, but it was like I was just thinking, I was like, you really don't know what you don't know. And I'm like, I'm so glad I know these things now, but I'm like, how the hell was I doing this before? Like I wasn't counting my clients. I wasn't counting like my attrition, and I didn't know my expenses as well as I should have. And I'm like, I'm so thankful that when things got serious here, I kind of had like a group of people around me to ask questions, to mentor me, because I definitely would not be around if that's the case. Because I didn't know any of that. I didn't know how to track it, what to track. And I'm kind of glad I never had that chip in my shoulder. I don't really have an ego problem. So like asking for help immediately was never an issue for me, right? I've been in the BOS for this will be my third year. The gym's open 2.5 years, right? Like as soon as I opened up the gym, I knew I needed somebody to help and like mentor and be in a mastermind. And I definitely wouldn't be here without that kind of help.
I'm just gonna do it in code.
Oh my God.
Double parenthesis. Biggest thing that I'm proud of is that like when I was younger, I would see myself working in some sort of labor, whether it's mechanics or detailing or furniture finishing or antique restoration. Those are all little things I used to do and kind of see like a future for myself in it. But I'm just really proud that I got to go into something that is helping people. Like I can confidently sit here and look at someone and say, I've helped thousands of people live a better life. And I've had a blast doing it. I have fun every day. There's not a day that goes by that there isn't at least a moment where we laugh, you know? And I don't have to wear a suit and tie or uncomfortable scrubs. I get to be here in comfy, baggy gym clothes
Yep.
and look cool and
Look cool. Look
like,
fresh.
Your
and have
canes.
a good time and just make
Gains.
genuine relationships too, like really good friends like you guys and like my staff too here. Like our manager, Christine, I wouldn't be able to do my job without her. I talk to her more than I talk to anyone. Like just constantly from morning till night. Just like if I'm not talking to her here, I'm like texting her all day long. And it's I just think that's really cool. Like you build relationships with people that count in your life, you know.
Yeah. And I would
And
say too, like the BOS as a whole is such a great community of people that, you guys obviously got I met you guys through that, and being able to, this is like the hub of it. So seeing different people kind of come and go, and seeing different gym owners from different states, some of them are from different countries when they came to Arizona, but having you guys, I talk to you guys all the time, like having that, and you guys in a sense of you're above me, but we're able to find like a friendship in that way of being able to relate and understand. And I feel like I have an outlet on different things when it comes to personal and fitness with you guys. And I do appreciate our friendship, and it means a lot to me. So I appreciate it.
I wouldn't say we're above you. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
wouldn't say that
You
either. I
guys are
think
you guys are owners. That's what I mean.
Oh God, I mean, I'm not a gym owner.
You're a CEO, bro.
I'm CEO of a gym. I don't own a gym though. You know, Steve owns a gym.
Steve
I'm
does own a
CEO of
gym.
a gym. You
I
you
flipped the coin. That's I flipped the coin. There's no don't
you flip the
See,
coin and
see,
pay the
flip the
lawyer for
coin.
you know?
I
Maybe
just
you need
I
to flip a
just
coin and pick a lottery ticket.
I've got more risk on it than that, right? That's kind of the only issue, right? That's the only difference. I hold the risk, but we do the same thing. We all
Yeah.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
We all talk to clients, we all program, we all manage when people leave and when people show up, right? We do the
And you know
same
what's
thing.
funny? The three of us specifically, like we're all in a position where we help each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because we all had different, I think we all had very different and unique like inputs and advice for each other, right? I can ask you both the same question and get two different responses that really help. Right. So it's kind of nice to have this group of people who coach at different gyms, who have different kind of ideas or maybe ideologies around like how to attack a situation. It's really nice to get that kind of advice. And I do think it's not super common in this industry to have people kind of help you. But I
Mm.
feel like this industry can get a little cutthroat, obviously, like if there's no like there's distance between us. But it could definitely get that like kind of rattiness. And I definitely don't, we're all helping people, right? We're preventative healthcare. We try to help people as much as possible. And it's kind of nice to have this group of coaches and business owners and CEOs and whoever just freely give advice.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I appreciate it for you guys to be here for me because there's a good amount of people that I have in my life, but you guys are my dogs. So I appreciate it. I do. The last thing that I have is yeah, Mike, I forgot who did this one time and I've been doing it since. I don't know what it is. Just like a yeah, yeah. But last thing for you guys, like what's one piece of advice you would give somebody if they're just listening and they're just getting into fitness or they're trying to become a gym owner or CEO? What would be one like piece of advice? Or if you went back in time to talk to your old self, what would be a piece of advice that you would give yourself?
Go at it a couple different ways. So
Let's
I
go.
think for somebody who's getting into the industry and wants to do whatever, be coach, gym owner, CEO, my biggest advice and things that always worked for me is keep your mouth shut. You don't know what you don't know. Keep your mouth shut, work hard, say yes to anything that people ask of you at work for more experience, more optics, and always offer to help more. I think that's something that's kind of huge with people that don't do enough anymore is like, no, you're not going to get paid for it. Right? That's just kind of what the end of the at the end of the day is like offer more help. The more people you help, the more favors get owed back to you, and the more you're in somebody else's mind. All right. If you're trying to make it big, just do everything. All right. So if you're trying to be like a good coach, always do shit. Always do more. Undersell, overperform. All right. I think for somebody getting into fitness as a client or somebody who's just starting out, don't trust everybody on social media. I hate social media so much for everything nutrition, everything coaching, and whatever, right? I think follow a couple people that have been in the industry a lot longer than this industry's been around. Learn from that, but also do what you're capable of, right? Push yourself, but don't drop into something because it's trendy. Do the basics. Right? Master your body weight and then go from there. Eat right and eat whole. Get a coach. Get somebody who can help you out for sure. It's very easy to do on your own, but you'll go a lot further and quicker if you get some help from somebody.
Go ahead,
Like,
Mike.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
So for me, it's three things. It's three things, and I'll elaborate on each. Hard work, goodwill, and patience.
Patience is a good one.
You can't have two. You can't have one. You have to have all three, or else just nothing's gonna happen for you. So hard work. You need to be like a fucking robot, especially when you're first starting out. Like if you don't have skin in the game, if you don't have experience in the industry, if you're first starting out, or even if you do have the experience, but you're starting out fresh in a new location with new people, you need to be hardworking. All right. None of this, I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a rest day. I need a mental clarity day. It doesn't exist. Pay your dues first, and then later on in life, you will get your mental clarity day naturally. You don't have to ask for it after that, all right? Hard work is the simplest, most overlooked thing that I have seen in people. That's the one thing that I've always been able to have. Like, I've always been a really hard worker, and like, I can just like even if I'm tired as hell, I can just put my mind off and just do what's in front of me and just go ahead and whatever. And I see a lot of people that have so much potential, so much good that they can get in life, and they just don't have the hard work. And they'll,
yep.
lazy, and they'll take the easy way out, and then they don't get shit. It sucks. It breaks my fucking heart, honestly. Hard work is such a simple thing to have. Grit and just be tough, man. Thick skin and just go and do what you need to do. Then it's goodwill. That means that hard work needs to be applied towards something good, not only for yourself, but whoever you're applying it to, so your clients, but also who you're applying it with. So your coworkers, your boss, the people underneath you, the interns, whatever it is. You need to have goodwill for everybody around you, not just yourself, not just your client. If I'm doing something and in any sort of way can benefit a coworker of mine that I will not benefit out of it, then I'll do it because that good will come back to you. I promise you, 110%. If you don't have the goodwill of someone else in mind as well as your own, and you're just doing it for you, things are going to backfire. Things are going to go wrong. And then patience. And this one is where it gets touchy. This one is where it gets very controversial because when you're in school for something like this, and they have that day when they bring in a few managers that to come in from Equinox and they have a 10-year experience and they're making $175,000 and this is what starting pay is, you're not gonna make that, brother. You're not gonna make 10% of that.
Right.
Long, long time.
Yeah.
A livable wage for quite a while, but you have to believe that you will.
Mhm.
I was 3 years into RAF. I was making money, but it wasn't anything you could live off of. And there was moments where I was like, I gotta go back to detailing. This is not it. But I didn't. I believed in it. There was doubtful moments, but I genuinely believe that this is gonna lead me somewhere. And I'm at a point now where I have a very good life, thank God, and I'm very blessed with what this gym has given me and this team has given me. And I can afford things that I want and I can make plans for my future. You need to have patience. You need to have patience and believe that you will make what you want to make. Whatever you need in your future will come to you as long as you have the hard work, the goodwill, and the patience to go with it.
Absolutely.
That was so good. That was
I
so
know.
good. Oh man, guys. No, I really, like I said, I really do appreciate you guys for even taking the time out of your busy day to do this with me and support me too with this because this is obviously still new and trying to get people that I really do trust and care about and value their opinions and advice and hearing hearing everything is it impacted me for sure. And I like I said, it's been awesome to do this with you guys. And where can I find you guys on social media?
You can follow or hit us up at American Made Performance on Instagram, and then you can hit up either my coaching account from there or just hit up the gym. More than happy to answer questions and work on that side of thing.
Or train there
Or train here, yeah, if you're in the area, more than
at
welcome.
Stony Point.
Yep, Stony Point, New York.
If you're in the Franklin Square region or West Hempstead region, Garden City region, come on over to RAF Strength and Fitness. That's also our Instagram handle, all one word, RAF Strength and Fitness. If you have a business and you want to mainstream it, market it, make more money, and automate it, and simplify your time and life, ignite-entrepreneurs.com. Set up a call and we'll get to work on your account.
So worth it.
But
So
if
worth it.
boom, there you go. But if you do want
So worth it.
you have any questions, if you're starting out in the fitness industry, Street Dreams Mike on Instagram.
Such a good plug. Sweet dreams, Mike.
Dreams.
Sweet dreams. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being on here. And thank you for everybody for listening. And I'll see you guys back here next week.
Right.
Later.